Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Monday night edition of the IWK 710 Daily Session Education Monday. I'm your host, joint host, Ron McNabb, and tonight we're going to be spending the next 30 minutes or so just having fun, educating while medicating. So welcome, everyone. Give a couple of minutes here for everyone to come into the groups and where it's broadcast. And so how's everyone doing tonight? Hi, Mike Powell. How's it going? Thank you for joining in. Really appreciate the support. We're going to be talking about a couple of things tonight. A couple of ones that are tied over from last week. Last week I had talked about where is it? Okay. Yeah, I talked about showing you guys pictures of brandywine tomatoes that I grow in the garden, as well as going to show you some salve that my wife has made, and just explain a little bit about how she made it. Going to go over a couple more of the some common genetic mutations in cannabis. Last week we went over one that I had before. Hi, Kim. How's it going? And hi, Ashley. I got to keep remembering to put these comments up on the screen here. Still getting used to this, but all's good. I'm going to be starting off just rolling a joint here for 710. And I forgot my filter. And the mutation that we went through last week, it was one that I had. Unfortunately, I couldn't grow it through to the end. It turned out to be male, but it was whorled phyllotaxy. So we're going to go over a couple of other ones. I also showed you some Australian bastard cannabis. It's a strain that's native to Australia, obviously. It's also known as Drunken Bastard. I'm going to give a little bit of an update on my clones that I have going right now. Had a little bit of a. It's natural when you're doing clones to have not all of them survive. I had 8 going. I got 50% success rate right now. 4 of them didn't take. Thanks, Kim. Appreciate the kind words. Thank you. And hi, AJD. How's it going? And I wanted to finish off my garden list of the a lot of the herbs and vegetables and stuff that we grow. Life's been kind of crazy around here lately. So I haven't quite got that done, but I did bring down a basket that I have of some of our seeds and such. I'm going to just go through them quickly a little later just to see if there's anything that's a little bit out of the ordinary that's not so common, maybe. And got dry mouth here, so licking the joint's kind of hard to do. So yeah, what's everyone smoking on tonight? I've got black cherry punch rolling up in the joint right now, and a little bit later I'll probably have some LA Confidential, my own homegrown stuff. I think I showed you guys a couple of buds of it last week. If not, I can just grab a jar here. Yeah, so there's one jar. I haven't trimmed these ones up all the way yet. I had a little bit of fun trimming a couple of other buds. I think I actually have them here. I do. I don't know if you can see too much of the crystals on that with the way this camera is. But it's pretty decent stuff. Just go show you a little size comparison here. We all know the size of a Bic lighter. So there's a regular Bic lighter, and there's one of the buds there. So it's pretty decent size. I think it's I got a scale here. I think it's I can't remember, but it's fairly dense. I squeeze the bud, and it's like rock hard. There's no give in that at all. I'm actually like really squeezing down on that, and I can't squeeze that. And just tear the scale out here. And that's a 1.2 gram bud. That's a 1.2 gram bud right there of homegrown, organic LA Confidential. And as you can see, my poster back here, organic, homegrown. I don't know if you can read it all, but above where it says cannabis, it says organic, homegrown. And then it says all natural, private product. So I kind of thought that was neat. I found that poster a few years ago, didn't have anywhere to put it. Well, I have a place for it now. JD just started 10 new strains. Hope for some nice females from Palestinian Princes. Never heard of that. Never heard of Sour Dragon's Breath. They both sound kind of interesting. Names obviously sometimes don't always they don't always give a good reflection of the strain, but a lot of times they do. Something like Violator Kush. Basically, my boys have said, "You don't smoke Violator; it smokes you," and it's kind of true. It's kind of true. It's pretty strong, and then of course, a lot of the citrus or berry flavored or scented strains, they obviously will have my lid. They'll obviously have some notes of citrus and such. I grew blueberry Kush last winter, and that there smells like blueberries. Blueberry, fresh bag of blueberry muffins, and it was pretty nice. 70s Genetics, yeah, I've heard of them. I think one of those guys that's involved in there also has seeds online, or their friends or stuff like that. That's where I actually got the Purple Kush last year. Grew that outdoors and then cut clones for indoors. So yeah, go over to show in my garden last year. We grew a new. I'm going to switch away from cannabis a bit. We grew 5 different kinds of tomatoes, and one of them was black brandywine. Black brandywine. We'd actually purchased the seedling from a friend of ours down the road to try out, and the plant didn't survive. It survived, but it didn't grow as well as we would hoped. I had it in a container, and I think there was just a lot of there might have been some contamination in the soil, as well as in containers. You got to water more, and it was outdoors, so with a hot summer. Yeah, and even with rain, you may get too much rain in there, even though there's holes in there. I'm going to try it in the ground next year. We are actually coming up to 710 in a moment here. So let me just check here. So by the time the delay is done, it'll be 710. So happy 710 East Coast, and light them up if you got them. So I'm going to show you guys I don't have any pictures of my own. I do have them somewhere. I've got a ton of pictures in my phone, and it's really hard sorting them all. I really got to spend some time this winter and do a big dump. I've got like probably several gigabytes of old photos that I don't even need, and need to just organize them better. Hi, Glenn. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, I'm going to bring up a picture here. Here's kind of what they look like. You know what? I'm just going to share the whole screen here. There we go. So this here. I should have this one up before. Oh. Anyways, there you go. So you can see it's got like some black and green. The variation of the colors usually changes a little bit more. You'll get a lot. We had some that were almost all black. The inside, when you cut them open, there we go. They kind of look a little bit like that. You may get a little bit more streaking of colors in there. If it's a little bit darker, obviously from the outside, the pigments and such will bleed in through more. And so that's that. Go back over to the cannabis mutations. Found another site here. Let's see here. So we talked about world phyllotaxy. For anyone who did not see that picture last week, well, I think it's in favorites. Just bear with me for a moment. Oh, right there. That's the first one. So this was at just 3 different stages of grow. Wasn't very old from when I found out that it was male, obviously. But the first picture on the right there, that was just basically probably a day or 2 after it broke the soil, and you can see that it's got 3 cotyledons there. That's those first little leaves right there. And there's 1, 2, and 3, and then there's probably about another week or so after that, and then transplanted into a coffee tin, and it looks kind of pretty, but as I said, it was male and it had to go. Maybe one day, breeding purposes, that wouldn't have any, like I said, explained before, breeding purposes, it doesn't really have much of value. The trait usually will disappear through the breeding. It doesn't carry through. Another, I haven't had any other mutations myself. There's one here, webbed leaves, also known as duck's foot or duck foot. You can see the leaves kind of look a little bit different than what you normally see on a cannabis plant. A few of these here I didn't even know. I came across this other site just before the show today. I was trying to find the page I had up last week, and I couldn't find it, so I just looked for another one. Creeper. It says it's generally found in tropical strains. They often grow extremely large in very humid conditions. Rather than focusing on producing a large central cola, some of these tropical strains grow such large and heavy lower branches that they can bow down to touch the ground. So that's pretty big there. Let's see if I can enlarge that picture. I don't know how clear that is. Let me. Yeah, so let's see, get off that How do I get off the full screen? Oh dear. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Still getting used to this laptop. There's Australian bastard cannabis. We talked about that last week. It's another weird looking one. Native to Australia. Somewhere in the 70s or 80s it was found. According to an internet forum, you never know what you read. What we read so much, you really don't know. Because it's a website, anyone can put anything up. So, but yeah, that's that one. There's Vine-like. I touched on this one last week. I didn't show any pictures, but I did talk about it. Leaf buds. See if I can enlarge that picture there. There you go. That looks kind of freaky. It's a bud that's growing out of the center of the leaf. I don't know if anyone here is watching has ever had any of that or seen it or heard it before. I've seen it in a few grow groups I'm in on Facebook. People have posted pictures saying, "What the hell is this?" And yeah. It's unusual and interesting in appearance, often thought to be advantageous due to the extra bud sites. However, in reality, gotta scroll down here. It's probably better to remove these leaves as they are observed as buds yielded from these sites are usually tiny and take up nutrients. Yeah, so it kind of really doesn't have any real. They're kind of like small, maybe larvae buds. Not really worth the time and energy to put into it. Where if you take those leaves off, you'll have better building your buds on the main colas. Polyploidism. I didn't read much of this before. I never got past this here before coming on the show, so I'm seeing this for the first time myself. So polyploids are individual organisms that possess a greater number of chromosomes. Not quite a popcorn bud. So I guess they're a little bit larger, but still, I guess not really worth keeping on there, Kim? So polyploidism underlies a phenomenon of hybrid vigor, where crosses of two closely related species display higher yields and improved resistance to drought or disease. For example, durum wheat, used to make pasta, is a polyploid form of wheat created via an interspecies cross of two grasses with the typical chromosome count. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to read a little bit further into that afterwards. I'm not going to get too much involved in it. I can throw the link up later for the site if anyone wants to browse for themselves. That'd be great too. We're coming up to 7:20 soon. It's 7:19 right now. Actually, 7:19 for myself, so we're coming up to 7:20 in a moment. I'm gonna use the bong. I don't have any LA Confidential ground up right now, so I guess it's Black Cherry Punch in the bong. Happy 720 or happy 420 West Coast. I gotta get that straightened out. I keep saying 720, and Kim saying 420 Easties. It's West Coast. So light them if you got them. Yeah, that must have been a good dab, Kim. uh, yeah, I always say 7:20 instead of, because I'm looking at the clock, my clock, reading the exact time instead of being on the other side just on the comments, having the time to be able to think of what I'm writing. So yeah, we were going back to the cannabis mutations. Stringy cannabis. I wish I had more pictures here. In stringy cannabis, the calyxes grow all along the branch rather than in clusters. Such plants yield less and can be a pain to harvest. I guess Mike Powell doesn't want to see these after spending so long in trim jail, eh? But certainly worth it, eh, Mike? Nothing better than smoking your own homegrown product. And so yeah, Dr. Grinspoon, the heirloom sativa strain named after Lester Grinspoon, author of the groundbreaking 1970s book Marijuana Reconsidered, is an example of a strain that exhibits stringy buds as its usual growth pattern. Worth it in the end, not running out this year. Yeah, Mike, I totally agree with you on that one. I just, the LA Confidential I grew there, I got almost 6 ounces out of 10 small plants. That's not going to last me a long time, but it'll give me a couple of months at least. I want to get to the point where I have perpetual grow going, so I'm pulling say 5-6 ounces of bud off every 2 months would be nice. I'll get there. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's a learning process as well. And I finally perfected the quality of the bud for myself right now. So now I'm going to work on quantity with a few other different techniques. Actually, one that I got from suggestion with Frosty, he's got like Jay Frost. He's got one plant in a 4x4. I believe it's wedding cake, and he's got a scrog in there, like a scrog net, and that plant is taking up almost that whole 4x4. And I spend so much time watering 10 plants or 8 plants that I've got now in my larger run, that it's it's a lot of water. To water 10 plants, I was going through about 10, 20, 30, about 30 liters of water every few days, about every 3 days. And whereas if I got one plant in there, it's a whole lot less work to do. I'm doing on the net. Reading Mike's comment here. Got 3 5-gallon buckets, 6 2.5-gallon buckets, and 70. Wow. About to start indoor, because why? You never have too much. Yeah, exactly, Mike. You never have too much. I want to actually get to the point where I can be able to donate mostly to the cannabis substitution program. They mean a lot to me in what they do, and their goal, and what the whole setup of who they're trying to help and all that. It's it's an amazing operation they got going there. So I hope that to be able to help them out, and also be able to help out NOSER at times. That's all I want to do. Just help. Patients helping patients. That's all it's about. If I can help just one person experience what I experienced, or what I have experienced and continue experience with this plant, then you know what? Hey, I've done my job. And 3 5-gallon buckets of shake. Lots of edibles there, eh? Kim says, pinch your centers to create a wider canopy instead of tall plants. Yeah, I'm also looking into that too with doing the pinching of the branches as well. I'm a little nervous to do the bending of the branches. I have broken off branches before doing that. Hi, Cindy. How's it going? It is an amazing show. It's an amazing show because everyone's here. It's an amazing show because we've got cannabis. And so, yeah, that's going to be my focus for this next grow. Well, not the next grow. I'm the one after that, because right now I've got 8 plants in there right now. And you know what? Time is getting on. I don't want to go on and on and on. I do want to finish this off. And I want to show an update on my clones in a moment here too. I've got them just sitting in behind me here. So stringy cannabis, yeah, we went through that. It says a few other little things in there. I'm not going to go into all the details. Twin seedlings. Another common mutation found in cannabis is polyembryonic seeds. They contain more than one seedling, and when germinated, will surprise the owners by putting out 2 taproots instead of 1. And they can be separated and such. You just got to be really careful what you're doing. You may find that one might be more healthy than the other. But at that stage of the game, if you got the room to grow them out and see what happens, why not? Do it. And then the last one on here on this one list is, we also touched on variegation as well. So there's albinism and variegation. Variegation is where you get leaves where you got 2 different shades of green on each side of the leaf, or yellow and such, as you see in the picture there. I believe Green Irene had some variegated plants this year growing, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen it on other plants, not cannabis myself, with my growing. I've seen it obviously in pictures. But and albinism, it goes into describe it a little bit there, but it's basically mutations to do with chlorophyll and the pigments and such. And so yeah, I'll throw a link up on that. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can just do that quick here right now. For anyone who wants to do further reading on that. Let's see, did that work? Yeah, that worked. So feel free to click on that link and read on a little bit more about that if you wish. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the clones in a moment, but I'm just going to minimize this screen here. Let's see if that's. I'm going to remove and add that back to stream, and that's not working. Okay. Just one moment here. Just trying to get my background in there so I can show you the desktop wallpaper I have, but it's not working. Yeah, you know what? I think it was just a picture I had of my last grow inside for anyone who didn't see it before. Oh, you know what? I might have it here. Google Photos. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it right now. Time's going on, and I don't want to bore you. I'm just going to get the clones here. So I got 4 Californian Gold clones. There's one there. They're just about ready to go into 1-gallon pots. Was going to do it today. I got busy doing some other stuff. I'm going out tomorrow to do groceries, and but they're all looking fairly well. This one's starting to wither a little bit, but that's a given. Again, I tried it a different way, the same way as I did last time, where I had good luck with just putting the medium right straight in the cup rather than putting the clone into the Rockwell cube and then transplanting it after. Just fill a cup with your medium. I'm using Pro Mix HP with mycorrhiza in there. And so I just basically filled up the cup, took my clone, dipped it in a little bit of cloning gel, made a hole in the soil, dropped the clone in, packed it together, and there you go. So they're going to go into 1-gallon pots. Like as I said, they were going to be done today. I'll probably do them Wednesday. And I'm not going to get to going over the other seeds that we've, some of the stuff we've done in the garden, but I am just going to quickly explain the salve that my mom, oh my God, that my wife made. Let me just get these clones out of the way. Okay. Right. I had a piece of paper with this written on. I think I know where it went. I don't know where it went. Anyways, oh, here it is. So this salve that my wife made, we've repurposed a jar that we get our yeast in, that my wife makes our homemade bread in, with, rather. Let's see the label there. Doesn't have all the ingredients listed on it. This is just for our own personal use. If we were using it to give to people or whatever, we would have all the ingredients listed on there. Basically, what she did was we took comfrey. A neighbor of ours gave us some comfrey plants. We grow the comfrey in our garden. We use it for multiple of purposes. Fertilizer in the garden as well. We're going to be doing comfrey tea, where you basically brew it in a bucket, let it get all gooey and happy and all that. And it's a concentrated, high nutrient fertilizer you can put on your garden. That's 100% organic. So the comfrey we grew, she takes comfrey and basically prepares it the same way as cannabis oil, using olive oil. She cooked that down in a crock pot in mason jars. And then calendula is a flower. So she took the petals from the flower, or the flower heads or whatever. I'm not sure exactly how she did it. I just know she did it. To take the flower heads and coconut oil and simmer that in a crock pot. And then she strained the plant matter out so you get just the oil. She mixed the two oils together, mixed with a little bit of beeswax, so it can act as a natural hardening agent. And also, it's got medicinal properties as well. Antibacterial, I believe, is honey, not honey, beeswax, and such. What you can use this for, and we actually have been using it. My son, who had a bit of an accident a couple of weeks ago, he's been using it on for bruising. It can be used for bruises, strains, and sprains. and broken bones. Just kind of helps. You just rub it on the area. Hey, Mike Ellis, how's it going? Thanks for joining in. So yeah, and my wife also she had something fall on her foot yesterday. Actually, a pair of crutches from my son. He had them setting up outside the bathroom door, and they fell, landed on her foot, and bruised it. So just put a little bit of this on, and it'll help. I can't remember specifically what all the medicinal properties are in it and what it will do. I will look that up and give that information to you guys next week. I always like having to have something to carry on from 1 week to the other. I just find that it number one, it helps me to be able to keep things organized, but also I think it helps you guys because you hear something and you want to hear more about it, and so you got to come up next week and listen to the rest of what I'm going to say, because I'm not going to say it all right now. Got to leave some element of surprise. Hey, Mike. Yeah, I'm doing good, doing well. Not liking winter really. It's a little bit warmer today and going a little warmer tomorrow, so I'm glad for that because of going out tomorrow. But it was like minus 18, feeling like minus 21 the other morning, and yeah, it gets kind of cold. Yeah, very cold to say the least. At times where I am, it gets to we've had it like minus like 38, 39, feeling like minus 45, minus 46 with the wind chill. Pretty brutal. Yeah, I will PM you when I receive it. I haven't received anything yet. I checked the mail today. I'm expecting some stuff from a few places. Things are a little bit slow, I guess, right now. But you're down. You're only in Ontario, so it shouldn't be too bad. Some of the other stuff I'm waiting for is coming from East Coast. So with the storms and such going on down there, it probably will be a little bit delayed. So yeah, I think it's pretty much it for tonight. I'm gonna mention about the stuff for the garden, the other stuff that we grow in the garden next week. Not sure what else I'm gonna talk about. If you guys have anything you'd like to talk about, anything that you've done that is kind of a little bit out of the ordinary to kind of make things easier for you, save money or whatever, just anything. Feel free to drop it in the comments sometime and share with everyone. After all, again, it's we're educating while medicating. That would have been so much better if that was actually lit. So educating while medicating. So with that all said, make sure you tune in every Monday to Get Away for 30 minutes a day on IWK. And just, let's all leave with a smile on our faces and with a little bit more information to help us along our journey with a healing herb that we all praise. Peace all.